Hello everyone, and welcome to the second book club post. I'll jump right into it. Last week we read the preface in chapters 1 and 2 of Leading the Unleadable by Adam Willett. To recap, the reason why I chose this book is because I am currently in a position of leading leaders, and so this topic appealed to me, and that includes leading leaders at my 9-to-5 and for my business. I like any discussion that pertains to how to work with different types of people, how to manage different types of conflict, and how to bring out the best in others. And also how to bring out the best in myself. As I said before, I think that leadership and management are two different things, but a part of being a great manager is being a good leader. And being a good leader is something that you have to always strive to be better at. In the book's preface, he starts off asking how people currently deal with difficult people. And he lists a couple of scenarios, like, do you pull them off of projects, pull them off of work, give the assignments to other people? Do you ignore them altogether? And I have dealt with this a lot as a leader and as a manager. I have taken people off of assignments or off of projects, reassigned it to someone else because I felt like that would be easier than continuing to work with the difficult person. I have also witnessed leaders ignoring toxic behavior from people in the workplace, either because they were too difficult to try to address or because that person was a superstar and they didn't want to lose that person, so they just didn't address the toxicity they were bringing to the organization. I have also been on the receiving end of an organization who passes on problematic people from team to team instead of addressing that person, just passing the problem around and not helping that person develop into a better teammate. At a previous job, if someone was asking around about a person that was looking for a transfer, that was an immediate red flag. That particular job didn't let go of people, but they also didn't mentor people. They just passed problems around. And as it states in the book, that can be damaging to individuals and to teams, to morale. And the idea is that when you get to the point where you are an exceptional leader, you embrace the problems along with the good aspects of being a leader, or the positive aspects of being a leader. Because working with difficult people, lifting them up, helping them resolve, helping them become better members of a team is part of being a leader. The next main point of the book is the concept of a leadership crisis point. Is what he calls it. The leadership crisis point is when you're in a leadership capacity, you've been there for a while, and you get to the point where you don't want to do it anymore. And to overcome that, you have to embrace all aspects of leadership, not just the title, not just the power, if there is any to be obtained from being a leader. It is embracing the hard challenges that comes with individuals and that comes with teams, as well as the reward of mentoring people. Mentoring teams, being part of the success of a team or an organization. And you have to accept that as a leader, the trouble is your fault, even when it's not. One position that I've always held that's backed up by the book is that whatever you're in charge of, whatever you're leading, whatever you're managing, you have to manage it and look at it as your business. That's your reputation behind it. That's your work behind it. And that includes the team's or the individual's failures. Everything within your purview is your responsibility, the good and the bad. And then he goes on to talk about how everyone makes the choice to be a leader, no matter how you ended up in that leadership position, whether it was due to promotion, whether it was because you were the expert and people looked to you to be that leader in that situation, whether you inherited your position, whatever it was, you had to have made a choice to become that leader. Now, to what degree you became a leader, whether or not you chose to become an exceptional leader, that's something altogether different. But however you ended up there, and at whatever level of leadership you consider yourself to be at, to continue on successfully in that journey, you have to embrace it. You have to embrace all aspects of leadership. Now, in the first couple of chapters, Willett uses a phrase called the taxonomy of trouble. Now, he doesn't yet define what taxonomy of trouble means, but using, a dictionary and some common sense, I'm piecing together that taxonomy of trouble means different classification of trouble that come along with being a leader. And some of the categories that he describes are troublesome teams, those teams that have conflict or are struggling with their performance. And he's also talking about troublesome individuals, cynics, slackers, divas. Now, I want to make a quick point here. When I think of diva, I'm thinking of a difficult person, a person that's hard to please. But he calls out divas in this book specifically as narcissists. So keep that in mind when we're talking about divas in this book. He goes on to talk in depth about the different types of teams and teen trouble, the different types of individuals and individual trouble. But the main point of that discussion is that we as leaders have to recognize that that is our responsibility. So to not approach the trouble as something that needs to be avoided or needs to be eliminated, but it's something that needs to be resolved, and it's our responsibility to resolve. In the book, Willett provides a lot of characterization when it comes to different types of leaders, different types of individuals, different types of conflict. So I'm hoping that you are actually reading the book and you can look in there and see if there's anything there that you identify with, not just the types of teams you work with or the type of conflict that you face, but if you see anything in there that reminds you of yourself, right? Because leadership isn't just about leading others. It's also about leading and managing yourself and recognizing yourself. And the purpose in all this is getting everyone on the same page, getting everyone to share a common goal, to create an environment that people want to work in, that people thrive in. It is to help people who are stuck, who are not being helpful and who are not being team members, whether or not they recognize it. And the byproduct of that is a happy customer, whether that customer is buying a product from you or buying a service from you. Good leaders facilitate great teams, and great teams have happy customers. One thing that I like about this book is that at the end of every chapter, there are reflection point questions. At the end of chapter 2, it asks, why have you become a leader? What was the reason for you taking on a leadership role? And that's something to really think about. Why am I doing this? And that's at the end of every chapter, and I really like that. Okay, so for this upcoming week, we'll be doing chapters 3, 4, and 5. If you had a chance to read the first 3 chapters and had a different takeaway, please comment below. Otherwise, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye.